So someone else can record it.
I have started.
Okay, very good, very good. Okay, so we'll start. Now I will share the screen. Okay, okay. Janaki Kanta Smaranam Jai Jai Rama Rama Namah Parvati Pataye Har Har Mahadeva Sadguru Maharaj Ki Jai Anjaneya Swami Ki Jai Vakratunda Mahakaya Surjakoti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kuru Me Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwaraha Gurur Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Pada Shankaram Loka Shankaram Sadasiva Samarambam Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Bhagavatpada Padabja Vinivesita Chetasaka Sri Chandrasekhara Guroho Prasado Maijayatam Sakhana Vavatu Sakhanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavakai Tejasvinavaditamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shuklam Bharadaram Vishnum Shashivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vignopashantaye Durbhiyukta Chaturbi Spatikamanimayi Akshamalam Dadana Haste Naikena Padmam Shitamapi Shukam Pustakam Chaparena Vasa Kundendu Shankaspatikamani Vasamana Samana Same Vagdevareyam Nivasatvadane Sarvada Suprasanna Pujantam Rama Rameti Maduram Maduraksharam Arukya Kavita Shakam Vande Valmiki Kokilam Valmiki Munisimhasya Kavita Vanacharinaha Shrinvan Rama Kathanatham Konayati Param Gatim Yah Piban Satatam Ramacharitamrita Sagaram Atriptastam Munim Vande Rachet Samakalmasham Goshpati Kritavarashim Mashaki Kritarakshasam Ramayana Mahamala Ratnam Vande Anilatmajam Anjananandanam Veeram Janaki Shokanashanam Kapishamakshahantaram Vande Lanka Bhayankaram Ullangya Sindos Salilam Salilam Yashokavanhim Janakatmajayaha Adaya Tenaiva Dataha Lankam Namamitam Pranjaliranjaneyam Anjaneyamadipaatalananam Kanchanatrikamanīya Vigraham Parijata Tarumula Vasinam Bhavayami Pavamananandanam Yatra Yatra Raghunada Kirtanam Tatra Tatra Kritamastakāñcalim Bashpavari Paripurna Lochanam Marutim Namadarakshasantakam Manojavam Marutatulya Vegam Chitendriyam Buddhimadam Varishtam Vatatmajam Vanara Yuda Mukhyam Sri Ramadutam Sirasam Namami Buddhirbalam Yashodhairyam Nirbhayatvam Arogata Ajatyam Vakpaduktam Cha Hanumat Smaranad Bhavet Lokasara Samakirnam Sargas Kallola Sankolam Kandagraha Mahaminam Vande Ramayanarnavam Vedavedye Pure Pare Pumshi Jate Dasharatatmaje Veda Pacheta Sadasit Sakshat Ramayanatmana Vaidehi Sahitam Suradramatali Haime Mahamandape Madhye Pushpakamasane Manimaye Virasane Sustitam Agre Vachayati Prapanchana Sute Tattvam Munibhyah Param Vyatyantam Bharatadibhik Parivritam Ramam Bhaje Shyamanam Vame Bhumi Suta Purashya Hanuman Paschat Sumitra Sutaha Shatrugno Bharatasya Parshvadalayo Bhagvadikoneshu cha Sugrivasya Vibhishanasya Yuvarat Tara Suto Jambavan Madhye Nila Saroja Komalaruchim Ramam Bhaje Shyamanam Namostu Ramaya Salakshmanaya Devyai cha tasye Janakatmajaye Namostu Rudrendra Yamanilabhyaha Namostu Chandrarka Marubgane Marudganebhyah. Namaste everyone, good evening, and today we are on the 4th day of our Ramayana Navamyam, and on 20th we covered Balakandam with Rama Jananam, Thataka Samharanam, Ahalya Shapa Vimochanam and Sita Kalyanam. 21st July, 2nd day we covered Ayodhya Kandam, covering Dasharatha Kaikeyi's conversation and Rama, Sita, Lakshmana going to forest, meeting Guha, the hunter, and Chitrakuta description, then Bharata's anger on getting to know that nobody understood him, and his mother has tried to make him the prince regent of the kingdom, and pathos of Bharata, then Paduka Pattabhishekam as he reaches Chitrakutam and requests Rama to come back with him, which Rama refuses. So the place where his crown is supposed to be, he keeps the Paduka of Rama and brings back. And then we covered Anasuya Atri hospitality when Rama, Lakshmana, Sita move away from Chitrakuta. Then Sita recollecting her marriage to Anasuya. Then yesterday we covered Aaranya Kandam, where we just spoke about Panchavati, its beauty, and Shurpanaka Angahinam, and Hasyarasa in Surpanaka's conversation with Rama and Lakshmana, and Khara Dushana, the brothers of Surpanaka, Khara and Dushana getting killed, and Maricha Maranam, Maricha, uncle of Ravana, who comes as a golden deer to lure Sita. Of course, he fulfills his promise to Ravana, but at the cost of so many sad things happening. But that is the way story has to move ahead. And then Sita Apaharanam, which is very, very pathos-filled scene in the whole Ramayana, where people start crying, though they know the whole story. When they hear that Sita, the lady who is all alone in the forest, is getting abducted by Ravana, a cruel king, just the king, daughter of Janaka, daughter-in-law of Dasharatha, wife of Rama, sister-in-law of valiant brothers like Lakshmana, Shatrughna, and Sugriva, the Lakshmana, Bharata, and Shatrughna, and daughter-in-law of Kaushalya, Kaikeyi, Sumitra, with all the best things that can happen in her life. She gets to walk in the forest, live in the forest, which she doesn't mind. She enjoys it because her husband is there with her. Her love of her life is there with her. But now, because of one small slip that she wanted a golden deer, and she requested her husband to get it for her, in spite of Lakshmana telling it is not a real golden deer, and it is only coming to, bring some harm to her. She slips, and then she wants, and then she sends Lakshmana away from the scene by making some harsh words to him, which is like not acceptable words. She does Bhagavata Apacharam. Apacharam is like doing a mistake against. Who is a Bhagavata? Bhagavan is God. Bhagavata is somebody who is a servant of God. So our tradition says Bhagavata is more important, more to be respected than even Bhagavan. You may, in our Pandharipur story also it comes, when Panduranga comes, he makes him, wait, I am doing, seva to my parents, because parents are also Bhagavatas. They are like devotees of Panduranga, Krishna. So he says, wait, I will finish my service to them, and God listens and he waits patiently. So that is the greatness of Bhagavatas. So she does an apacharam to Bhagavata. So if he gets the punishment, immediately Ravana comes and takes her away. And she has to, undergo that penance for certain period of time, which we will see in the coming sargas. And then the Jatayu, the devoted eagle, eagle in the story, which is friend of Dasharatha, tries to save Sita, fights valiantly with Ravana, and gets killed. And then before dying, he waits for Rama Lakshmana to come to him. He tells them that, Ravana has taken. That means they at least get a clue. It is totally not clueless that they have to wander here and there. Of course, they have to wander, but they know who has taken at least. So Jatayu says very clearly it is Ravana who has taken Sita, and I have been felled, and then Dasaratha didn't get final rights in the hands of Rama, but Jatayu gets the blessings of getting his final rights being done by Rama himself. So yesterday I had used the word Jatayu Maranam. Change it to Jatayu Moksham. So Jatayu gets Moksham. He is a very good Anma. He gets Moksham right in the hands of Rama. And Rama also, throughout Ramayana, he is a human being. He keeps on repeating, I am a simple human. I am a simple human. He doesn't even want to remind himself that he is Narayana's avatara. But at this point, because he is very fond of his devotees, Jatayu, he himself says, I am giving you moksha. You have to think, how is a human being has right to give moksha to somebody? Do we have the right? No. But he says in that point means sometimes these great souls, how much ever they try to act that they are not great, the greatness will come out of them. Like, like we keep telling about our Guru, like we consider him as Parameshwara Avatara. And he is for us Kamakshi also, Shiva also, Vishnu also, everything is for us our Guru. Many times he keeps telling all the good things he has done to devotees. He'll say, no, I have not done anything. It is your bhakti to God that has come. But certain places where without his knowledge that divinity comes out, we know it is the divine avatara who has come. So even in a drama, let's say I'm trying to act, like in that video also that I was acting, some places, like assuming my face is not seen also, from the tone, from my hand gestures, from the way I say something, from my attitude, people who know me will always identify me as, oh, she is so and so. Even in drama, we know, oh, this is the person who is acting in this role. So like that, I mean, like big scholars and devotees of Rama identify Rama when he gives moksham to Jatayu, and he is none other than God himself who has come in the form of Rama as a Nara to annihilate Ravana and save the world from the clutches of Rakshasas who were becoming plentiful in the country, especially in Janasthana. So Rama starts his journey in forest killing of Virada, then Thara, Dushana, and 14,000 Rakshasas of Khara and Dushana's army. So now we come to today's session, 23rd July. Today we are in Kishkinda Kandam. What is Kishkinda Kandam? Kishkinda is a region in Karnataka. So now Rama starts, he is starting from Uttar Pradesh. For marriage, he has walked up to Nepal. Then he comes back to Ayodhya. From Ayodhya, after the forest banishment, he crosses Ganges, that is from that area. He moves down towards Madhya Pradesh. Chitrakoot is in Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan border. And from Chitrakoot, he has moved to Dandakaranya, which is like a thick of forests in Madhya Pradesh area. From there, he moves further down to Karnataka area, where even today you can see lot of hilly, rocky mountains, very difficult to climb up, but lush green with lot of lakes and ponds and forests and, and even today there are plenty of monkeys in that area. That is the area Rama and Lakshmana move, because they were told that Ravana has taken Sita in the southern direction. So Rama moves towards southern side. He comes to that area. And before coming here, the last Rakshasa whom he killed, he gave him also clear hint that he should go and meet Sugriva in Rishyamukha Parvata, that is Rishyamukha mountain. So he has to go looking for Sugriva, because that Yaksha, who was in the Rakshasa's form, who got killed by Rama, and at the time of leaving, he tells Rama, I have seen Ravana taking Sita with her. If you have to rescue her back, you have to take help of Sugriva. So Rama and Lakshmana are walking towards Rishyamukha mountain, which is on the banks of Pampa river and Pampa lake. Saras it is. Saras means a lake, not a river. So Pampa Saras, which is full of lotus, and the banks are filled with bushes and plants and creepers, and so naturally lot of birds and creatures and peacocks. So it goes that, like the initial 2 chapters are full of description of Pampasaras and the area around. So naturally what happens to our hero? Somebody who has just lost his soulmate, his love of his life, and he sees beautiful areas. So his thoughts go to Sita, and for 2-3 chapters he goes on lamenting, oh, look at those peacocks, peacock and peahen dancing together. Where is my Sita? Look at birds making love to each other. My Sita, had she been there, she would have enjoyed it, but now she is not there. What do I do? What mistake I did to be in this situation where I have lost my Sita? Like that, a creeper he sees, a bush he sees, a bird he sees, a flower he sees, like a honeybee he sees. Everything is reminding him of Sita, and he is lamenting, crying. And Lakshmana, who is generally very tempestuous and emotional, he is pacifying Rama and says, don't lose heart, keep your cool, we'll find her. So, let us get ourselves prepared for that. Don't, become weak, because too much emotion will make us weak. We have to control it. So Lakshmana goes on telling him, control yourself, control yourself. And so finally they are roaming around, and it so happens in the Trishyamukha mountain only, our another, let's say, side hero, Sugriva, is there. Because he is on top, he can see Rama, Lakshmana. And Rama, Lakshmana are basically prince. No, they are well built and beautiful in structure, and they look good, but they are carrying a bow and arrow, but they are wearing ascetic clothes, that is clothes of sages. So like this fellow, he has already been, like, we'll tell the story of Sugriva later, but in short, he has been driven away from the normal living place to this Rishyamukha mountain. So he is scared that his enemy, his brother Vali, must have come in the disguise of ascetics, in the disguise of saints or sages, just to kill him again. So he is shivering, and he says, oh my God, even here these people are coming, or he has sent somebody else in his place just to kill me. See, that is, when you are scared, your mind thinks of all the negative things. But when you are bold, when you are brave, all good thoughts will come to you. He could have thought, Are, how handsome these guys are. In this place, I have never seen such a people. So they are coming. Let me befriend them so that, I can come out of my trouble. That thought doesn't come to him. He thinks they are coming to kill me only. That is what, that is psychology also is described there. When a person is in fear, everything looks black. He can't see anything good. He is scared of everything, everybody. Like in the earlier Kanda, Maricha was saying, even the letter Ra is making him scared. He is scared of, like, if somebody says Rat, he is scared. If somebody says, let's say something else, like something else, Rama or Rakshasa or Ravana, anything starting with the word Ra, he is scared. That much fear. So here this Sugriva is scared of these two guys coming. And he is living with his monkey battalion. So he tells his chief ministers and other ministers, look at this, my brother Vali has sent some 2 sages just to kill me. They are climbing up our mountain, look at that. Then Hanuman, our hero, enters the story at this stage, and the very first word that comes out of Hanuman's mouth in Valmiki Ramayanam is, let me say, okay, let me come to that. Yeah. The first word that comes out of Hanuman's mouth is that be fearless. He, of course, says it in Sanskrit, not in English, of course. That is the word that comes out of Hanuman's mouth first in the Valmiki Ramayana. Like Valmiki started the story with something like that. Hanuman's introduction into the story happens with the word be fearless. That he is telling to all of us, to you, to me, to all of us, to the world. Now, especially in this pandemic situation, Hanuman is that God we all should be worshipping, because he stands for fearlessness, he stands for devotion, he stands for confidence, he stands for humility, he stands for everything that is good. He is like very parakrama, that is very valorous, but at the same time he is humble. He is very humble. He doesn't go around telling, I am this, I am that. The minute somebody says that, his valor will go away, his pride will, make him come down in the, in life. And this Hanuman is also a Chiranjeevi. Chiranjeevi means not the cinema actor. Chiranjeevi is somebody who lives forever. Because the story goes like this: when Rama got into Sarayu river at the end of his Ramarajya, or when he had ruled the kingdom for long and his sons Lav Kusha are crowned, he tells, of course, Lakshman, Bharat, Shatrughna's sons are also given kingdom. They are also ruling some part. He tells like, enough is enough, now I'm ending my life, and he walks into Sarayu. And it is told that so many people also walked into Sarayu and went to Vaikunta along with him. So when he is going like that, of course, Hanuman is always with him. He asks Hanuman, Hanuman, what about you? Come. The Hanuman says, no, if I come to Vaikunta, maybe Narayana's praise will be told, but Rama's praise may not be, maybe may not be, but maybe once or twice. But in, in Bhuloka, where I am now, continuously Ramanama will happen somewhere or other. Where Ramanama is happening, I'll be there. All I want to hear is Ramanama, Ramanama, Ramanama. So I don't want to come to Vaikunta with you. I'm happy here. So Rama gives that boon to him. So Hanuman is always living in Bhuloka. After Ramayana time also, the proof is, I'll tell you at the end of the session, I'll give you a lot of proof that has happened in my own life, where Hanuman had come and helped me. Anyway, we'll see it at the end. So Hanuman is always with us. When we are telling the story, he is listening. He's sitting with each one of you and listening to Ramanama. Okay, so Hanuman is the God who says, be fearless to Sugriva, and says, don't think only negative. Let me go and down. So what Hanuman says, like if I go as a monkey, I don't know what they will think. So again, I'll go like a Brahmana ascetic, like a sage. Like what Ravana did, same thing Hanuman is doing. But Ravana did it for a negative purpose. Hanuman is doing for a positive purpose. So Hanuman dresses up like he has the power to change his rupa. That is the way he looks, the way he wants it. So instead of looking like a monkey, he looks like a Brahmin with his sacred thread and neat robes and all that. And he goes down the mountain and meets Rama and Lakshmana. And Hanuman, when he goes near them only, the vibration or the power of Rama Lakshmana is such, Hanuman immediately recognizes these are not normal people. They are the saviors of the world. So he thought of talking to them in such a way he can hide his real self. But when you face Satyam, Satyam means truthfulness. You cannot be untruthful. You also say only the truth. So in the conversation, he says, I am Hanuman, I'm a, monkey, I'm a Vanara, I'm a minister in the kingdom of Sugriva, and Sugriva has been banished by Vali and he is living here. He has sent me down to bring you up, and he says who you are and all that. And Rama maintains that, what do you call, there is something called protocol. Like even now recently when China and India had to talk to each other, a particular cadre person was speaking from there, and from our side we wanted to send a retired foreign secretary. So now government quickly gave him a ministership and made him go and talk to them. Otherwise, they won't value his words. They have to have the designation. Without that, it will not be accepted. So there is a protocol. So that protocol, Rama cannot talk directly to a messenger or to a servant of somebody else. So he tells Lakshmana the way, and the sentence of Rama talking about Hanuman, he was still now only lamenting, talking only of Sita. That is what happens when you are in Sat Sangam. Sat Sangam means good company. Hanuman gets Sat Sangam with Rama Lakshmana. Rama Lakshmana get that Sat Sangam with Hanuman. Looking at Hanuman, for some time Rama's grief goes from his heart and he starts anything other than Sita and all his lamentation. And he tells Lakshmana, look at the way this man is talking. Nobody who has not read all the 4 Vedas, Vedangas, and he is a master of grammar can talk like this. That means what? Maruti, that is Hanuman, is a master of all 4 Vedas and the grammar. And the way he talks is described there. If we read it, when you find time, read the English translation or the Sanskrit version if you can understand. They say how we should talk. The tone is correct. The meaning is correct. The words used are perfect. Not a word more or a word less. And the way it is communicated is perfect. The body language is exactly how it should be. And the humility or self-confidence, both are coming in the right proportion. And the way he is talking is so sweet. So even if somebody wants to do some harm to him, they just cannot harm him if they just listen to him. That is what Rama says. And in Tamil, Kambaramayana, Kamban uses the word Sollin Selvan. That is, he has the wealth of words. Normally, the mouth, the tongue in our body happens to be our worst enemy many times, because sometimes we'll say wrong things. Even for Sita, her tongue became her worst enemy. But for Hanuman, his tongue is his wealth. That is his treasure, because he uses his tongue, his mouth in the perfect way. He will never talk one word more, one word less. He will talk at the right time, to the right person, the right words, in the right tone, with right body language, and with right grammar and correct sentence formation. So that is why he is called Sollin Selvan. I don't know what is the equivalent in Sanskrit, because we enjoy the word Sollin Selvan in Tamil, in Kamba Ramayana. Anyway, so Rama tells Lakshmana, so the confidence is built between Hanuman, Rama, Lakshmana. So now Rama, Lakshmana also ready to go up listening to Hanuman. Otherwise, they can, just now they have experienced Ravana abducting Sita. Somebody, some Rakshasa can come in the guise of a ascetic and take them also somewhere, no? But the way Hanuman presents himself, they have absolute confidence in him. And even Hanuman came down to meet Rama, Lakshmana, in a way worrying, maybe Vali has sent somebody to kill Sugriva. But now the way Rama, Lakshmana speak and the way they are, Hanuman also gains confidence on them. And Lakshmana tells Hanuman, who are you? And we are so and so. All the introduction happens. We are Dasharatha's children, we were, because of Kaikeyi, we came to forest. And then, see, this is the beauty of Valmiki Ramayana. Somewhere or other, story till then will be repeated again and again from the mouth of someone or other, so that we are refreshed. We know the story once again. We will not forget. Okay. And it's not a story to forget, but still we keep refreshed. Okay. So like Lakshmana says, so we were there and the golden deer came and Maricha came and duped us. We went behind it. He never tells anybody, even to Rama, the harsh words spoken by Sita. He just says, Sita wanted me to, Vaidehi wanted me to come to see what happened to you. That's all he says. So the conversation between Sita and Lakshmana at the bad time is never revealed to anybody through anybody's mouth. That is how we must keep, in everyone's personal life, there will always be a bad scene. Like somebody shouted at you or you shouted at somebody, both of you exchange words, and then it should be excused, forgiven and forgotten. We cannot carry it. When problems happen is when we carry it. Supposing Lakshmana tells Rama, see what she told me. She spoke like that to me and she even told me that Bharata had sent me to be with you and how much service I am doing to both. All that Lakshmana could have done. But Lakshmana didn't even think he should do all that. He had totally forgotten. He is so devoted to Rama and Sita. He has forgotten about that. He doesn't mention a word. Normally, you and I, what we would have done, at least we would tell somebody who is close. At least Lakshmana would have told his wife, Urmila. I mean, like when he goes back, even to her, he didn't say. Because Valmiki saw whatever is happening, he had mentioned it. Otherwise, even we wouldn't have known it. That was the goodness of Lakshmana. So Lakshmana now, like tells Hanuman, okay, let's go. And if you go to that area, Kishkinda area in Karnataka, even now near Hampi, you cannot climb the hill. Like there is a place where Anjana has given birth to Hanuman, that place is there. And Rama, where he worshipped his god, that place is there. Those temples are there even now. So it's very difficult to climb up. With lot of difficulty you have to climb. So, like what Hanuman does, he is such a Balavan. He carries Lakshmana, Rama in one shoulder, Lakshmana on one shoulder, carries them and takes them up the hill. Because he is a basically monkey. Now he has changed his form again to his original form of monkey. He carries them, takes them to the top of the mountain where Sugriva is there. And Sugriva, when he sees Hanuman bringing them with so much respect, he is also fearless now. That is the effect of Hanuman, Rama, Lakshmana together. And now Sita also joins them. That is bliss. Anyway, we will reach that stage very soon on 28th. So now, they reach the top of Rishabhaka mountain, and of course, Sugriva meets them, and then Sugriva also gains confidence, and Rama asks, why are you here? And Sugriva tells a story. He says, I have a brother called Vali, and my father, when he was he made my brother, being the elder one, king of this area, Kishkinda, and we are sons of Surya. They are sons of Aditya, Surya. So he was ruling and I was his servant. I was listening to everything and everything was going good. And one day, Mayaavi, one Rakshas came and called Vali for fight. He's a very powerful one. We all told him, leave him, don't go fighting with him. But Vali, because of his arrogance and power, Vali's power is such, he can jump to east coast. When they do Sandhya Vandan in the evening, they have to give Arghya. Arghya means giving water to the sun god. They give it to each direction. Like let's say Sir is doing in the evening Sandhya Vandan, he will turn to east, turn to west, like that he will turn. But Vali, he will jump to east coast of this thing, give Arghya. From there he will jump to west coast, give Arghya. He will jump to north coast and give Arghya. He will go to south, like that sort of power he has. So that sort of man, he goes behind Mayaavi, and when of course Sugriva runs behind him, and when that Mayaavi enters a very dangerous cave sort of place, and he tells so Sugriva, Vali tells Sugriva, I am entering the cave behind this guy to kill him, so you wait outside till I come back. So Sugriva waits, and 1 year has gone. There is nothing, no sound, nothing. And suddenly he sees lot of blood flowing out of the cave and lot of flesh and blood, and some smell is coming. So he knows 1 year has gone and this is happening. Now he is scared that Vali is dead. If Mayaavi can kill Vali, in no time he can kill Sugriva also. So quickly he puts a rock in the mouth of the cave and comes back quickly to the kingdom. And naturally, all the ministers and all say, now the kingdom cannot be without king, so you be the king. So Sugriva becomes king and he rules. And now suddenly Vali comes back. He pushes ahead the rock and comes back. And he is very angry with Sugriva. That is the Vanara Guna. He is angry, but Sugriva falls in his feet. Though he is his brother, he falls in his feet and says, no, I give back the kingdom. I thought you are dead. That is why I did it. Now, take back everything, but excuse me, forgive me, all apologies he does. But Vali is so mad with anger, he says, no, I cannot see you, get away from my kingdom. And he banishes him. And Vali is chasing him, Sugriva. So Sugriva is supposed to have ran across the whole world, running away from Vali. And finally, he remembers there is a mountain called Rishabhaka Parva, where because of a curse, Vali cannot enter that mountain. If he enters that mountain, he'll die. So only that mountain is paid. So he quickly climbs up, and that is where he's staying there now. And Vali has taken away his wife and the kingdom, everything. He has been banished from the kingdom. So Sugriva says, that is my state. My wife is gone. My kingdom is gone. I'm living in fear. So my enemy happens to be my brother with whom I apologized. I asked for his forgiveness, but he didn't do anything. He didn't excuse me. So now Rama says, don't worry, now consider Kishkinda is your kingdom again. I'll take care of it. He says, no, unless Vali is dead, I cannot do anything. He says, whatever you want, I'll do. So they take a oath of friendship. And like in marriage, in front of Agni, we say Agni Sakshi wedding happens. So this friendship also they do in front of Agni. Like they go around the Agni and make the oath of friendship, saying, I'll help you, you help me. Never we will ditch each other. That is how I think partnership should be done in business also, because many people ditch us, like AGS ditched us. Many people do that. But anyway, that is Kali Yuga. That was, I'm talking about Treta Yuga, where friendship can be really, like sacred. So like they take the oath of friendship and story is known now. Now Sugriva doesn't want to believe that Rama has power to kill Vali. He says there was a Rakshasa called Dundubi. He was so huge, my brother Vali could kick him 10 yojanas away. And his skeleton is lying there. Can you do something to that? So Rama just, not even with his full feet or anything, just with one thumb, a big toe, he just pushes the skeleton 100 yojanas. Still Sugriva doesn't believe him. He says that time he had flesh and all. Now it is just a skeleton, so you did it. Then Rama says, what else I should do to prove? He says, my brother Vali, at that time, 7 big sala trees, sal trees, sal, it is called in Sanskrit sala. Oh, I mean, don't mistake it for the wrong word. The tree's name is called that. So like that tree, at that time, he can take 7 and throw it, or he can pierce through that. So Rama takes an arrow, shoots one, takes his bow and shoots an arrow which goes through 7 trees and comes out, and then again kills something and all and comes back. So now Sugriva believes, okay, you will be able to handle my Vali, because Vali has got one more boon where anyone coming in front of him, his strength and energy will also come to Vali. So naturally, nobody can oppose him, nobody can fight with him, because anybody coming to fight with him, their energy will also come to him, means where they will fight with him. So you must be extraordinary to kill Vali. So now they agree, and then now Rama says, now go down, go call Vali for fight. Why Rama does not want to go and fight? Because he doesn't have directly any enmity with Vali. It is Sugriva who wants to kill Vali, no? Says Sugriva, go and call Vali for a fight. You both fight, I'll kill Vali. So Sugriva goes, and Vali is surprised. Sorry, so many years back, now this fellow is coming. So then he comes out and they fight. And both are like so strong. Both are fighting non-stop. And Sugriva naturally is getting beaten up by Vali into pulp. And Sugriva comes back running to Rama and says, trusting you, I went to fight with that guy. Look at my condition. See what happened. Why did you not save me? Rama says, you both are looking alike. If I shoot an arrow, by mistake, I shoot you dead. It is against my oath of friendship with you. That is why I did not want to take the risk. That's why I did not kill. Now we'll do something. And quickly Hanuman makes a garland of particular flower which won't fall down easily. And that garland is put to Sugriva. And he says, now you go and call Vali for a fight. And then when you are fighting, I will identify the one with garland as Sugriva and I will kill the other man Vali. So go and fight. But Sugriva is very worried. And the other explanation given to this is that, see, Sugriva suspected Rama's valor. He wanted him to prove it. See, when you surrender to somebody, you know, you should be totally surrendered. After being a friend, you can't say, no, can you do this? I don't think you can do it. Can you do this for me? I don't think you can. Then what is the meaning of asking him to do? Because he did that mistake, he had to be beaten up, and that's why Rama allowed him to be beaten up in the first round, though he did not lose his life. That is one explanation given. We don't know how far it is true, but that is, I mean, like as little relief for us. Otherwise, why should he get beaten up that way? So now they go and fight, and when Sugriva again goes and calls Vali for fight, his wife Tara is, I think, daughter or granddaughter. I think she is She is a granddaughter of Brahaspati. Brahaspati is the Adi Guru. He is learned. He is a very knowledgeable man. Okay, so Tara is Vali's wife. So she is very knowledgeable. In full Ramayana, Tara's name is mentioned 3 times. Like this is the first place. Then second time, like when Vali dies, and third time one place she will come. Like at the end she comes. And in the initial Dhyana Shloka also, we call Angada is Tara Suto. Like that we will be mentioning. Her word is mentioned because she is a very knowledgeable person. So Tara tells her husband, don't go unless Sugriva has got a very strong support. And I hear from spies that Rama and Lakshmana of Ayodhya are there in the forest and they are helping Sugriva. I have heard about their valor and they are unbeatable people. And now Sugriva has joined them. That is why he is coming and calling you. That means even now you have time. Go and tell Sugriva, I have excused you. You take one part of kingdom. I'll rule one side, or you rule, or you be in my kingdom, though I rule, or some peace undertaking you do with your brother. Don't go to fight. You will unnecessarily die, she says. But again, see, when pride is there, you will not listen to others. When others are telling also, when you see the obvious, you will not see that. This we have been seeing from beginning, like how Rama conducted himself when Sita told him to run behind her. When Sita conducted herself. Now again, Vali. So Vali goes for fight, and of course Rama is so valorous. He is behind. That place is also there in Kishkinda. They will show you from which point Rama shot the arrow, and you can see some 7 this thing like a stone or something. Beyond that, it went and killed him like that. And no, it's like that. The place where Vali is supposed to be, they cannot see Rama. But from the place where Rama is there, he can see Vali. Like that it is. So from that place, Rama shoots an arrow and of course kills Vali. Kills Vali, falls down. He doesn't die immediately. He has the arrow of Rama on his chest and he falls down. Seeing that, even Sugriva cries. He's so sad to see his own brother falling on the ground because he's such a, what do you say, very strong and basically a good king, except for this episode with Sugriva. So like there is a huge argument about Valmiki Ramayana. Why did Rama kill Vali hiding behind? He should have gone in front and killed. Why did he kill? So this question Valmiki himself has answered through the words of Vali and Rama. When Vali sees Rama and Lakshmana also go near Vali when he is lying down on the ground almost about to die. Rama goes and then of course Rama is there to give moksha to everybody. She goes near and after it has happened, there is no enmity. Even Rama otherwise also has no enmity with Vali. For him, he is his friend's enemy. That's why enemy for him. So Vali asks him a lot of questions. Why did you kill me from behind? I am an animal. So for an animal, you kill either for the skin or for the flesh. But monkey's skin or flesh cannot be used. And you have no direct enmity with me. You have nothing to gain from by killing me. So why did you kill me? Like that he questions. And so, and if you are killed me to rescue your wife Sita, I am the one who is friend of Ravana. You don't even need Sugriva. I would have made Ravana bow to you and give back Sita, because once upon a time when Ravana came to fight with me, I just took him in my armpit and went from east to west, west to east. So Ravana got scared of me, ran away, and he made friendship pact with me. So like, you should have come to me instead of going to this stupid guy Sugriva. So Rama says, I have reason. Like you didn't conduct yourself as a good king. First of all, Sugriva, though your brother, he's also your citizen in your kingdom. He came and apologized to you, fell on your feet. You did not forgive him or grant his wish. Then you have taken his wife, which is not accepted. And you are an animal in your own words. Will anybody go hunt for an animal standing in front? They will always hide and only shoot an arrow. Will anyone go in front of a lion and say, come on, lion, let us fight with each other and let us see who kills the other person? All animals are killed by standing behind and shooting an arrow only. So I just followed Dharma. I have not done anything wrong. Like that, he also answers all the questions. And at that time, Tara comes running. and she sees that valorous Vali. All said and done, Vali is again a nice person, like, a very great man. But with one mistake, he has fallen. And now Tara comes and laments. That again goes for so many verses, so many chapters. And Tara again comes with the idea of questioning, getting angry with Rama. But the sight of Rama and Lakshmana, she melts. And in the form of shouting to him, she is actually praising him. You are so valorous, so this thing, so dharmavan, so this, that. That is all beautiful poetry of Valmiki. So that is so, like, even if Rama accepts to Vali, and Vali at the end accepts that Rama did the right thing, and he calls Sugriva and his son Angada and says, Angada, now you are in the hands of Sugriva. Listen to him and be a nice person and all that. Don't be like me, all that advice he gives. So that means Vali Sugriva had also patched up, and Angada is also patched up with Sugriva. So all this thing, and Tara herself says everything is fine. Like he sort of doesn't say Rama did a wrong thing. So the debate that whether Rama is correct in killing Vali is settled by Tara herself, because she is the main person affected by Vali's death. She herself has accepted, means who are we to question Rama as to why did you kill Vali? Anyway, that is an interesting debate in Tamil Nadu on Diwali, Pongal Day and all. No, there will be something called Patti Mandram, where learned people, scholars in Ramayana will take two sides. One side will have three people, other side will have three people. These three people will talk that Rama is wrong. These three people will talk Rama is right. So that way, debating, they will learn lot of things. Lot of things listeners will get to learn. So that is called a Pattimandram. In almost every Pattimandram, this topic comes, whether Rama killing Vali is right or wrong, whether what Tara excused Rama is right or wrong. Should Angada be happy with Sugriva, or he should have fought with Sugriva? These are the points, but the characters themselves have settled among themselves, so we don't have to worry about it. Anyway, now the story moves, and Sugriva is crowned as king, and Angada is made a prince regent. And for this, Hanuman tells Rama, you should do it. Then Rama says, I have made a vow that I will not enter any city or town. So Lakshmana will come and crown Sugriva. So because Lakshmana is not told by Dasratha to go to forest, no. So Rama continues to be in forest. Lakshmana goes to the city Kishkinda and crowns Sugriva and makes Angada the prince regent. So then now rainy season starts, like what we are facing now. And again, description, and Rama and Lakshmana are back in another mountain called Prasavana. Because Rishyamukha mountain is emptied now. All of them have gone back to Kishkinda. So they have moved to another mountain called Prasavana mountain, where the flora and fauna and the rivers, the lakes, the waterfalls, the trees and bushes and flowers and deers and animals and honeybees and honeycombs and the birds are described so much from in chapter 27 in 48 verses. 48 verses, beautiful description of the nature. And all this in the words of Rama. Again, his lamentation starts. Oh, such beautiful nature, and I am without Sita. What will Sita be doing? Will Sita be crying? I don't know where she is suffering, and all that goes on. And chapter 28 talks about rains and how good rains are for the earth, and how rains quenches the thirst of the earth, and how clouds are there and rain is there, and all that is described in chapter 28 of Kishkinda Kandam. Then 4 months are, see, in these 4 months of rainy season, in our tradition, it is called Chaturmasya. That is 4 pakshas. That is, each paksha is Krishna Paksham, Sukla Paksham. Like that, 4 pakshas, that is like nearly 60 days, 30 plus 30, 60 days. But it is considered also as 4 months, because the first 1 month, last 1 month will not be that rainy, but the middle 60 days will be very rainy. So in our tradition, all the sannyasis don't move out. Till then, they are supposed to be not stay in one place continuously for 3 days. A true sannyasi, including my guru, he will not be in one place for more than, but of course he had some exceptions as a Mathatipati, but any sannyasi, except for this Chaturmashyam, they should not be in one place. This Chaturmasham, they will be in one place and they hold the Chaturmasya Vrata. Why? Because during rainy season, lot of small insects and snakes and all of them come out of earth and they'll be moving out on the earth. So if these people are walking, by mistake also they should not stamp on it. So like it's not only Jains who have that vrat of not killing anybody. Even our tradition has it. So they don't want to kill by mistake also, because when they take sannyasa ashram, when they take as a part of their mantra, they say, let no living thing or non-living thing be scared of me because of my harshness or my, like wrong thing. So they are supposed to be not harming anybody. So this Chaturmasya, this 60 days of heavy rains, they stay put in one place. So Rama, Lakshmana are stay put in one place. Of course, Rama is not eating anything. He's not sleeping. He's lamenting non-stop. And Lakshmana is taking care of him and giving him confidence. And he says, wait till the rain stop. Wait till the rain stop. We'll do something. And Sugriva has promised you. Hanuman is there. We'll find. We know where we know that Ravana has taken. Now it's a question of just finding where Ravana has kept Sita. Then we have to go kill Ravana and bring her back. So don't worry. Hold your confidence and be brave. Like that, Lakshmana is continuously saying. So now the end of rainy season comes and there is no news from Sugriva. So Rama gets angry. He says, Sugriva told us that he will do, but nothing, no news from him. You go and talk. Lakshmana goes, he is Adisesha's avatara. As such, he is quick-tempered. So he goes and he strings his bow and makes a noise. So Hanuman, the vice minister, he tells, and this fellow Sugriva, after a long time, he has come back to kingdom, no? And he has got his wife. And it is told even Tara is becoming his wife, because in Vanaras it is allowed. So he is enjoying all that and continuously is drinking liquor and he is not in his senses. When Hanuman comes also, he doesn't recognize why Lakshmana has come. So, but then Tara says that Hanuman and Tara decide, we will not let Sugriva go and meet Lakshmana first, I will go. So Tara goes and meets Lakshmana and says, like it is, mistake has happened. So like rains have stopped. Today Sugriva will come and meet Rama and he pacifies Lakshmana, because Lakshmana, the minute he sees another lady, he will put his head down and he will not look up. So that is his nature. He won't look anybody like that. That is supposed to be a good thing. But now we say you should look eye to eye and talk and all that. So Tara, when she says, in fact, it is told Lakshmana sees his mother in Tara, because he remembers his mother and he doesn't want to talk back to her. So then Sugriva comes running and Hanuman comes and then they make a plan. And Sugriva's order is supposed to be a very famous one. It is called Sugriva, the Sanskrit word I'm not getting. Sugriva Ajna. Sugriva Ajna is supposed to be very famous because he will give an instruction, and if it is not listened by the other person, he will not ask them why you did not do it. He will straight away kill them. That's all. That is called Sugriva Ajna. So he tells his main ministers who are with them, go and get all the monkeys in the world to this place. And within one day, everybody is assembled. Imagine lakhs and lakhs of monkeys assembled in Kishkinda. Even now, you will find thousands of monkeys there. That day, lakhs of monkeys assembled there. And there are chiefs, chieftains, army captains, Jaisa. So he makes them into 4 groups and tells one group to go to north, one group to go to east, one group to go to west. And one group that goes to west or east is headed by Tara's own father. So they all go. And the group that goes to south is headed by Angada, son of Vali. And Hanuman is in that group. And it is told, when all this arrangement is happening, Hanuman is a Suddha Brahmachari. He doesn't know what is husband-wife and what is love and why Rama is feeling so much for a wife that he has lost and all that. So he's sitting in a corner and wondering, what is going on? I understand friendship. We have to help him and all we can do. But why is he crying so much and so much hullabulla happening for a woman? Can't she be replaced? Rama observes that. Observes means he knows what's going on in Hanuman's mind. So he calls him because he decides Hanuman is the man, is the person who should see Sita. Once he sees her, he will understand why Rama misses her so much. So he gives his finger ring to Hanuman and says, when you meet her, give this to her as token that you have come only from me. With this, she will recognize you as my messenger. Out of all the monkeys, lakhs of monkeys, Hanuman is chosen to take that. One thing is they are going towards south and they are led by Angada. Third thing is he has already experienced Hanuman's buddhi chaturyam and his words and all, and now he knows this. So Hanuman, so they all go towards south and they search everywhere, but they are not successful and they have been searching without food or water, nothing. And they are so tired, they find a cave sort of thing. So they enter the cave, which is supposed to be one Maya's cave, and it is being taken care of by somebody called Swayam Prabha, who is a women science saint, sage she is. She alone is there, and once you enter, you won't be able to come out. But she understands what is happening. They tell the story of who they are, why they have come, they are looking for and all. She says, I'll help you. She feeds all of them and she takes them out of the cave like a magic. And as they come out, they see a huge ocean. Big sea, they say, confluence of two seas, they see, the ocean they see. And now they don't know what to do. So now, and by the time they were inside the cave, lost their way and come out, that 1 month time is gone. Now they know if they go back, Sugriva will straight away kill them because it is Sugriva Ajna. So they all say, and also says, this is the first task given to me as Prince Regent by my king. And look what I have done. I am not successful. I don't want to go back. Maybe I'll form a kingdom here only and I will rule all of you. Let us be here. And like that, they are discussing multiple options. And Hanuman says, no, it's not correct to do that and ditch your king like that. We have to find a way. And then all other monkeys are saying, no, if we go back, he will only kill us. So instead of getting killed there, we'll all fast unto death and we'll all die here. When they are talking, then they like that they are discussing. And in the discussion, they are saying, at least Jatayu was lucky. He got to see Ravana taking Sita. He gave the information to Rama Lakshmana. Though he died, he was cremated by Rama and all. This one huge eagle which is there called Sampati, in that yuga, animals, birds could speak. In Kali Yuga, they cannot speak it. Now also they speak, only we don't understand. Those days they spoke and humans did understand, or everybody understood each other's language or whatever. So that Sampati eagle is listening to that huge eagle and he hears the word Jatayu and says, so who are you guys? Were talking about Jatayu, my brother? Then they say, they are actually scared of him, but since he is asking, they say this is the thing, and Jatayu, again Ramayana is told in brief to him, to Sampati. And Sampati says, oh, I am waiting for you people to come, because when me and Jatayu flew towards sun, my wings got burnt and I got sort of powerless, and I was saved by a rishi who gave me the boon that when monkeys come searching for Rama's wife, you will direct them to the right place, and that time your wings will grow back. So that time has come now. So I'll tell you where Sita is. And eagle always has sharp eyesight, no? So he sits in the seashore and looks towards Lanka, and he can see, and he has also seen this fellow, Ravana taking. So he says, Sita definitely is in Lanka. You can go and get her. Before this, one important thing I forgot to mention, when Sugriva meets Rama and Lakshmana, that's a very beautiful thing. I should not miss saying that, though I may take little extra time. What happens is, Sugriva says, when he listens to Rama's story, yes, we saw one guy, Ravana, taking a lady in with him and going. And when she saw a group of monkeys, she took her part of her sari, put some ornaments in that and threw it towards us. That is kept safely by us. Just see and tell us whether it is Sita's ornaments. So Rama is in such a bad state. He is not you know, like when he sees the ornaments only, he again starts lamenting. His eyes are filled with tears. He is not even able to see those ornaments. So he tells Lakshmana, Lakshmana, you see and identify these jewelry, whether it is Sita's. And the famous saying of Lakshmana in that is repeated in many Ramayana lectures, because it is supposed to be the goodness of Lakshmana. So he says, I have never seen Vaidehi, you know, anywhere except her feet. So, na aham janami keyure, na aham janami kundale, nupure tu abhijanami, nityam pada abhivandanam. Every day I prostrate to her padam, I bow to her feet. So I know her nupuram, that is her anklets I know. Other than that, I can't recognize her earrings or her malas or anything. So listening to that, Rama cries again. But this shloka is a very famous shloka. Naham janami keyure, naham janami kundale, nupure tu abhijanami, nityam pada abhivandanam. So many stories are written on this shloka, and multiple interpretations are given. Anyway, we have gone much beyond that. So now, where are we? So now Sampati tells, you people go towards Lanka, you will get. Now all the monkeys are sitting and discussing. Come on, somebody has to go, or all of us have to go. How do we go? How do we cross the ocean? They don't have boat and ship or flight or anything, but they are all monkeys, they can jump. So each one is, they're asking how much you can jump, how much you can jump. Somebody says, I can jump 100 feet. Somebody says 500 feet. What is the distance between this place to that is 100 yojanas, it is told. So I don't know how many miles or kilometers it is. That much, how much you can, who can jump. Yes, and then Angada says, I can jump, but I won't be able to come back. Then what is the point? If you can't come back, you are not supposed to be sitting there. So that is also ruled out. Then one old monkey says, yeah, in my younger days, I had gone from this place to that, that to this, that to this. It's more than that. I says, like, you know, normally in discussion and all, like old people generally, like they say, oh, in my time. I mean, I also do that. Like in my tally days, in my ICSA days, we have done and all that. Then the people listening will be saying, what use is it now? Now tell us what we have to do. Same thing happens there. So he says, in my younger days, I have done this, done that. And then these monkeys are saying, like there is a joke like that. In a, you know, music sabha, they keep one senior man who knows so much as the main person, chair. And if they are discussing one event they have to organize, and they are saying, what do we do? Let us plan. And this man starts saying, in my days, I did that, I did that, and all. So that young people are asking, sir, now we are asking you what we have to do now. So you are talking about those days. That senior man replies immediately, that is your job to think now. I have done my job, my time. Now it is your job to do, think and act. So that is like a side detraction, but in the same context. So like all this discussion happens. Now Sampati again, Jambava, who is a bear, like Karadi. Karadi, you know what is a bear? Like full of hair, and it's another, it is not Vanara, but another animal. So he says, Hanuman story, you are son of Anjana, you are also son of Vayu, and son of Keshari. So you, as a child, you flew to sun to thinking it is a fruit. Then, like, you know, other Rahu gave you one beating, so you fell down on a mountain and you broke your jaw. That is why from that time you are called Hanuman. But Vayu Bhagwan, when he saw his dear son being beaten up by Rahu, he took you on his lap and went and sat in a cave and said, he held his breath. So the whole world, if wind is not there, air is not there, the whole world will become lifeless. So they all gods and goddess went and begged him, no, don't do this, we'll do something to Hanuman. Nothing will happen to him. So Vayu Bhagwan agrees and comes out, and all gods give one boon to Hanuman. So one god gives the boon that he can change his form anytime he wants. Another god gives a boon that he can grow as much as he wants. Another says he will not die from anybody except when he wants to die. That's why he never wants to die. He is Chiranjeevi. Like that, hundreds of boons he has got. But so with this, what happened? He was a small kid, no? So he was going around everywhere, like, and that too a monkey. So he was doing lot of pranks and disturbing all the gods. So the gods gave one small curse also. Said you will have all power forever, but you will forget that you are powerful. Only when somebody reminds you your power, you will remember it and you will use it. So that is going on. That is why even Hanuman did not help Sugriva to get the kingdom back from Vali. Otherwise, he alone could have done that. But he has forgotten his power. Now, this Jambavan reminds Hanuman, Hanuman, you are very powerful. You can grow big. Now you can jump across the ocean, try it. So Hanuman is happy because the problem is solved. He is not happy that he is powerful. He is happy, problem is solved. My king Angada is saved. Rama will be saved. Sita can be seen. Sugriva is saved. All other monkeys are like always. Loka Kshemam is his motto, not his pride. So he grows so huge, and then you want to, like, you have seen a long jump. When people do, they don't jump like that. They go very far away and then they come running and take a jump and then fall like that. Same thing is described in Valmiki Ramayanam so beautifully, so scientifically. So this man, Hanuman, grows so huge, so big, and from where he can jump, he has to go on top of something. So he finds something called Mahendra Parvata, which is there in a place called Tirukoshtiurnai. There is a place in the tip of Tamil Nadu, near Tirunelveli. Tirukuruhur, it is called. I'm not remembering the exact name. There, the place, you can see Mahendra Parvata. So he climbs up there, and the way he climbs up, like huge figure. Imagine somebody like 60 feet tall walks on a mountain. How he will be putting his feet, how big his feet will be. So on a mountain, when you put the feet, big feet like that, the mountain is shaking, or the mountain is getting cracks. All the animals, insects, snakes are all coming out. And all the snakes, because they are coming out suddenly, they are throwing the poison out of their mouth along with the gems that they have on their head. And all the birds are coming out. There are lots of kinnaras, Gandharvas, Yakshas sitting on the mountain with their female counterpart. They are all coming out of their hiding and seeing what is happening. All this is very beautifully described. And he goes on top of it and he takes a deep breath. So, like when you want to jump, you like that, you fill your lungs with air and then you take a leap. This is all described so beautifully in that Ramayana. So that is how Kishkinda Kandam ends, with Hanuman getting his power back, matlab remembering his power back, and all of us getting the hope. Now Sita will be found. Rama will join back with Sita, and Ravana will be killed. The whole world will be saved, and Corona will go away soon, and all of us will get back our normal life back. Hanuman is there with us. He is listening to all this. Today's Ravana is Corona. Today's Rakshasa is this infection, this virus, that will all be killed by our Hanuman and Rama, and we will all be saved. We are all sitting in lockdown like Sita. We are all lamenting like Rama, and but we have the hope that Hanuman is with us and he will save all of us. Okay, so with that we bring today's session to a close. Sarve bhavantu sukhinaha, sarve santu niramayaha, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschid dukkha bhag bhaved, asato ma sadgamaya, tamaso ma jyotirgamaya, mrityorma amritam gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Ramaya Ramabhadraya Ramachandraya Vedase Raghunathaya Nathaya Sitaya Pataye Namaha. Buddhir Balam Yashodhairyam Nirbhayatvam Marogata Ajakyam Vakpadutvam Cha Hanumat Smaranat Bhavet. Anjile ஒன்று பெற்றான் அஞ்சிலே ஒன்றை தாவி அஞ்சிலே ஒன்று ஆராகாரியற்காக ஏகி அஞ்சிலே ஒன்று பெற்ற அணங்கை கண்ட அயலார் ஊரில் அஞ்சிலே ஒன்றை வைத்தான் அவன் நம்மை அழித்து காப்பான். ஹரி ஓம். ஸ்ரீ கிருஷ்ணார்ப்பணமஸ்து. ஸ்ரீ குருப்யோ நமஹ. Hari Om. Jai Shri Ram, Jai Shri Ram, Jai Shri Ram. Good night, Shubhratri, everyone.
Shubhratri, ma'am.
Good night, ma'am.
Good night.
All of you come on video for a second. I want to see you all. Come on video.
Yeah. Wait.
Come on video. Hi, Swati.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello.
Hello, ma'am.
Hi. That is Pragya.
Hello, ma'am.
That is Shilpi, the smiley. This is Archana. This is Priyanka. Who did I see here? Shilpi ke baad. Who did I see? What's that? This is Swati. This is Tejal. Yeah, Tejal. And who else?
Hello, ma'am.
This is Deepali's Chintu. No, Priyanka's Chintu. Yeah.
Rohini.
Oh, he was also listening. Oh, nice. Okay. Okay. Good night, everyone.
Good night,
Good
ma'am.
night,
Good
everyone.
night,
Oh,
ma'am.
this is Rohini. Rohini came online. Okay. Rohini, that photograph was beautiful. Yeah. Good night, everyone. Good night.
Good night.
Shubh Ratri. Namaste.
Take care, ma'am.